Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing today? I am Michelle Wedderburn for Casa Elm in San Miguel de Allende. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a good week so far. Mine has been very busy, but in a good way. This week, I had a little bit of downtime in regards to guests, but I still have so many things to do. So I take these mini lulls that come up to kind of work on a lot of things that I can't do when I have a house full of people, which I'm always grateful for, but I'm expecting another full house starting Saturday of this week. We have Thanksgiving week next week, so it starts this Saturday until the 30th, and we're doing a brunch here on Sunday. And just to clarify, and I'll get into all the credential things, just to clarify, Mexico does not celebrate Thanksgiving. This is clearly us bringing our traditions down to Mexico, but a lot of places here, they do dinners and all the things. And because we have such a growing community of people that are foreigners, and also because quite a few years ago, I invited a lot of my local friends to come over and have a traditional Thanksgiving dinner, and they loved it. They loved the food. A lot of Mexicans that I know don't necessarily eat turkey. They may do turkey in terms of the deli version, but not necessarily full turkey. So that was really nice to share. I'm always happy to share my things as well with the locals. So this Sunday we're doing a brunch, and I'm super excited because Chef Jackie's going to be cooking her soul food touches. We are sold out, so if you didn't already get a ticket and you're watching this and you're in SMA and you want to come, next year maybe if we do it again. And then Danielle, our beautiful soul sister, is going to be performing some holiday songs and giving us holiday cheer. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I've been planning that. I actually just went and bought 2 turkeys. One is actually going to be for Sunday, and the other is going to be for next week, Thursday. The US version of Thanksgiving is going to happen here, just with my guests though. It's not going to be open to everyone. So I'm very excited about it, and that's what I've been doing this week among so many other things. So anyway, I'm Michelle Wedderburn. I live in San Miguel de Allende. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, please be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you see. If you've been here multiple times, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already subscribed to my channel. I very much enjoy assisting individuals who are interested in knowing and learning more about San Miguel de Allende. All of those folks that have kind of come through have learned so much, has learned a lot about San Miguel, a lot of the things that we get to do and enjoy in San Miguel, even learning about the fact that it exists, because a lot of people that haven't been to Mexico or did not do a lot of research on or about Mexico, they don't realize that there's a center to Mexico, and that's where we are. We are considered to be in the heart of Mexico as the country goes, and I absolutely love living in this very artistic, very culturally inclined city. Last week was amazing. They had their jazz festival, and I got to see the Gypsy Kings. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with the Gypsy Kings. I love that band, and they have been here I think they came on Thursday night, and I believe, well, they were here, but they performed, I believe, Thursday. I'm not sure about Friday and Saturday. And I just had a good old time. I was just like singing along to the songs that I knew. and it was for free. It was in the Jardín, which is right in front of the church here, the symbolic church here in San Miguel. So it's just a great city to visit, to vibe in, to live in, all the things. So if you are not familiar with us, please be sure to check it out. I am the founder of Casa Elm, which is my boutique guest house space. I basically create soft landing experiences for people who are interested in relocating, visiting, whatever it is that you want to do. I think there's some misconceptions about what Casa Elm is all about. Some people think it's just only a retreat center. I don't consider myself a retreat center. I consider myself a boutique hotel that provides retreat type experiences, sabbaticals for people who want to come and unwind. I really consider it a home away from home for you. Basically, if you live where you live and you come here, you can kind of consider it a home experience because I'm here, it's cozy, you have your own space, your own room, your own bathroom, but you're not by yourself, right? So it's the soft landing in San Miguel. I say that all the time. Those are my two favorite phrases for Casa Elm, the soft landing experience and a home away from home. Okay, that's what I consider it. And I appreciate the term retreat center, but for some reason when I hear center, it sounds very clinical. Somehow it sounds a little bit detached and sterilized. So it's really a home. It's warm, it's fuzzy. It comes with a lot of good energy and laughter and tears, sometimes sad tears, sometimes happy tears, but we're here, we hold it all in the space, and I really am so grateful to be in this position and to be walking in my purpose in my life right now. So I am very much appreciative. Hi, Jetta. I'm going to say hi to everyone. Hi, Rosemary. Welcome from Georgia. Hi, Pamela. Que pasa? Hi, Deshawn from New York. And Jetta, I already know where you're from. Welcome, ladies. And anyone else, if you want, please drop a note or so in the chat. Let us know where you're from and feel free to have your side conversations. So tonight is going to be my second to last live for the year. I'm doing one tonight and I'm going to do one next week on Wednesday. And then that will be it for 2024. I'm very excited to continue talking about the issues and the things that you all are needing and wanting. Next week, I'm probably going to just kind of do like a year in review about Casa Elm, my experiences this year. December 1st, listen, December 1st is going to be my 1 year anniversary. No, what am I saying? Okay, let me, December 1st is going to be my three-year anniversary for Casa Elm. And can I just tell you, I'm so grateful for all of you beautiful human beings who have come through, who have supported. It's just everything. I'm ecstatic, and I cannot believe that 3 years has already flown by. It's really beautiful. It's amazing. Let's see. Who else? Hi, Yvette. Welcome. Hi, Carla. Welcome. Hi, Venus. Welcome. I believe you were on my webinar the other day. Okay, just hop over from see, and Yvette. See, yes, welcome. Yes, it is a Mexico vibe. It really is. So, you know, I'm so excited about all of the buzz. Hi, Ferdessa. I saw you today. I'll be in touch with you. And also thank you for coming to my webinar the other night, I believe. And everyone who showed up on Sunday, this past Sunday, for our Move to Mexico webinar, which is all virtual. I'll talk more about that in a moment. But I just wanted to say, like, my heart is very full with gratitude for these 3 years in San Miguel, in Casa Elm. I can honestly say, some of you know my story, but when I started Casa Elm, I was seriously following my intuition, my instincts for the needs that I saw in the community that contacted me and continue to contact me then and now. And it has been a haven for so many beautiful things, and I'm just super grateful for that, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Today, I was just kind of reflecting on all the things and also what's happening for next year, from just the things that are going on in the US, but also the things that are going on in our individual personal lives. Just know that, there's space for you to grow and expand yourself and to stretch into other things. Also know that there's so much space for you to be creative, to become a different version of yourself, right? And when I say that, that's if you want to, right? I'm not here to convince anyone to move to Mexico, and I'm certainly not here to tell you, oh, you need to be ABC. I say be who you need to be for yourself. And sometimes if you need the help and you need to be coached through those things, there are plenty of people, so many beautiful individuals out there that are able to assist and help. So tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Plan B. I've been talking a lot about Mexico, moving to Mexico and all the things. I don't want to talk too much about the steps and all the things. Clearly, if you have a question and it's not going to, be kind of like absorbent, I will do my best to answer it. But I want to say that there will be 2 more webinars this coming Saturday. I'm doing one. I normally do them on Sundays, but Sunday this week I have my brunch, and that will be from 9 a.m. Central Time until 11 a.m. Central Time. I'll drop that in the chat in a moment. I will have one more on December the 1st, and as I said, next week, Wednesday, will be my last live. It will be pre-Thanksgiving, so it's probably going to be really, really short. And then on Sunday, December the 1st, I will do one last webinar, and hopefully that will help you kickstart your 2025. If you are intending to leave, that these last 2 will really help you, and they're the same, so you don't have to sign up for 2. It will really help you kickstart your new year and all the information that you might need to get yourself going in the path that you want to be in. Okay, so I just kind of want to say that I was leaving a message today for a friend who is also someone who expatted to Portugal, but she's been to Casa Elm, and I was just saying how, I'm grateful for anyone who walks down the path that they want to walk down and they're able to do it. I understand that not everyone is able to do that, but I just want to say that I'm grateful to be a part of those journeys. So if you've been here, and I see some of you ladies that have been here in the chat, I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. It is something to get on the plane and fly down here to Mexico, to maybe a place you had never heard of before. And also to be a part of the process. So for me, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Let's see, what are you all talking about? And then I want to talk about my official tea sponsor. I remember today, and I'll tell you why I remember today, because I'm cold. It's like the first cold day of the season. Let's see, Pamela. Fredessa, hi Fredessa again. Hi Iona, thank you. Yes, absolutely. It was a pleasure having you here, of course. Hi, Netmore, welcome. And Rosemary, congratulations. Good for you. Good for you. That's awesome. I really hope that whatever you desire with your home and your move works out for you. And okay, you'll be here in February. Awesome. Awesome. We're here. We're here. Congrats. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Miss Ingenuity. So that's what I wanted to talk about, because I often don't remember to say this, but Michelle Watson, Miss Ingenuity, is our official tea sponsor. Today is the first kind of coldest day that I've experienced this season. It's super windy outside. It's kind of chilly, but I will say this. Last year at this time, it was cold for quite a few weeks. Normally, it kind of starts chilling down around the end of October. And we were just like 2 days ago, it was super hot. Like it was so hot that I had tank top on and I was just like, okay, I can take the sweater off. So tonight I decided I wasn't gonna drink wine, but I am drinking Michelle's amazing, yummy lavender chamomile tea. Can you see that? Ingenuity and Spice Company. And this is the lavender chamomile flavor. And I always take time to explain that. I'm sorry, okay, here we go. That down here, it tells you what the caffeine levels are, and there's no caffeine in this. So by the time I get off this live, I'm gonna be ready to go straight to sleep, okay? Every time I drink this, and my son loves it too. So thank you, Michelle, because she is the official sponsor for all of our teas that are on our shelves. And she always makes sure that we're stocked up. And I absolutely love it. It's delicious, absolutely delicious. So just wanted to give you your shout out. Feel free to drop the link in the chat. Let's see who else is being, okay. Congratulations, Pamela. Okay, excellent. Excellent, yes. Kanye. I never use that word because it reminds me of the singer. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Let's see. I have to get my consulate appointment here in the US next month. Okay, yes, definitely go for it. Go for it. I'm super excited for all of you. I'm telling you, make those moves, okay? Because we're going to talk about that a little bit and why Mexico should be your plan B, and anywhere else in the world that you could potentially get citizenship, go for it. Check your bloodline, check where your parents, where their stuff is if they weren't born and raised in the United States. Take advantage of that. It's not something to be frowned on. I used to kind of semi-frown on my parents being from Jamaica, but that was colonized. I was colonized in my thinking because I thought that was something to be ashamed of somehow when I was much, much younger as a child. Like I didn't like talking about that because people used to tease us as, oh, you just got off the banana boat. Kids are kind of mean. But now I'm telling you, I'm going to get my Jamaican citizenship because it's my right to get it. And I'm grateful to be able to have choices. So I think that if you have a choice, make the choice and take the choice, okay? I think it's important for all of us to take advantage because we really don't know what's gonna come up. So saying that, I'm gonna take a quick peek over here at my notes. I wanna also talk about Black Blossom, who I will be co-hosting this beautiful retreat with my good friend here, Tracy Collins, who lives here in San Miguel. This is happening on March the 25th. And hold on a second. March the 25th through March the 25th through March the 3rd of 2025, okay? So if you are a woman of color, please join us for this retreat. If you would like more information, this is the link. And what I want to say about it is that there's only one room left, and then there's one bed in the shared room, a shared bed. So if this is of interest to you, I suggest you jump on it. Plus, this month we have a Black Friday special, which you can get 10% off. And in order to utilize that, you just have to type in when you're checking out or making your deposit, you just need to type in Black Friday, okay? So let me hit the send button on this in case someone's interested. Please check it out. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be in Oaxaca on the beach, and it will be hot and nice and warm, unlike right now. I'm all wrapped up in my little poncho thing, which I love because it's so cozy. I thought about starting my fireplace. I don't know if you know, but there's a fireplace over here. And I decided against it because I feel like it's too soon. So anyway, that's that. Oh, welcome, Son, S-O-N, Son. Welcome, bienvenidos. So I wanted to say that will be a beautiful retreat. We have some beautiful activities scheduled, so you can check everything out on the page. I'm excited to be co-hosting with Tracy, who also lives here, like I said, in San Miguel, and also be with some of the clients that have been here at Casa Elm. I'm super excited about this vacation. It's going to be a vacation, okay? ¿Qué más? Okay, what's happening here? What's happening at Casa Elm? Let me tell you, okay? First of all, we have a sabbatical. We have sabbatical for anyone who just wants to get away. I'm dropping the link. I hope it fits in the chat, okay? This is going to be on starting December 1st until January 31st. Now, in between, we have a half relocation tour, which I currently only have 2 spaces left. This is happening in January. It doesn't matter because, and I'll tell you why it doesn't matter, because if you want to take a sabbatical, we have activities specifically for that. And if you just want to come and stay and take your own vacation and you just need a room, you could do that as well. For those who are coming out for our relocation, our half relocation, again, there's 2 spaces left. Someone signed up today, and we have 2 more spaces still available. And I just feel that it's, it's kind of like first come, first serve. All the things are going to happen that we say will happen. So you do things according to what you would like to do, basically. So I think that it's important for you guys to check out and see what that's all about. And I will share with you in the chat. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. Okay, so this is the half relocation tour, which will be on, I think it's January the 5th until, let's see, please wait while we try to reconnect. Okay, not sure why I'm getting that message. I'm getting an error message. I'm going to give it a moment. But our half relocation tour, I decided to shorten it for those who have busy schedules and are maybe not able to take a full week to come down to San Miguel. This way, you can get all the information. It's just going to be a faster pace. And it's not going to maybe include some of the extra excursions, that are more leisurely that we normally do. But it is going to be all of the pertinent information that you need: immigration, neighborhood tour, real estate, house looking inside of homes, getting a welcome meal, getting information about insurance and possibly banking if that's of interest. We usually ask people if that's of interest, and also getting a cultural tour and norms and etiquette with the individuals that teach that. So it's like 3 full days, plus you'll get to see the city. So it's going to be kind of like, taking those 7 days and cram it into a shorter time frame, but it's still going to have all the pertinent things, and you possibly will get some time to connect with the local community, which to me is always a plus for all of my guests, because in the end, the guests that come, when they are able to connect with the local community, it just gives like a sense of, oh, I can kind of see myself living here, or I can see what this feels like to me. And I think that that's really important for a lot of people to be a part of that process and to see that process. So just want to say that. What did I miss? Did I miss something here? Let's see, weight, tea, and sweetener. In Mexico, so yeah. Yes. Michelle's teas are amazing. That's all I have to say. I hope that they make it to Mexico. If you want your own, please go to her website It's ingenuityandspicecompany.com, and it's ingenuity. Okay, I'm just gonna stick it up here one more time so you can see that. Okay, that's how it's spelled. This way, you can order your own if you're in the US, and it will be delivered to you. Currently not coming to Mexico yet. We'll have another event like this. Absolutely. I will put the links for all of them. I have to do them individually because YouTube doesn't allow me to just do one full copy and paste. I actually have two. I have one in February. This is the February one. And I have one scheduled for March. So you can check out the dates. And if it works for you, you can make your deposit, which is, I think it's $500 to hold your space. And then you have time in between to pay on it until, I think it's 30 days or so before. Okay. And this tells you on that list, it tells you everything that's included, your accommodations, round trip transportation, a welcome meal, and all the things that are listed there in terms of the information and activities, the presentations. And these are done by the experts, just so that's clear. I'm not doing these, so you are going to be connected to these very important resources that you will need if this is something you want to do. Okay, so those are those dates. And if you just want to see what's happening at Casa Elm, you could go to my events page. There will be some bigger things going on in 2025. And once they come together, I will definitely let you know about them. Okay. ¿Qué más? What else did I feel like I'm missing one thing? Oh, webinar. Okay. So here is what I have for this weekend. Oops. I'm doing my 2-hour webinar again, and this is the Move to Mexico virtual webinar. And I'm just going to tell you that we were on last week for almost 3 hours, even though it says 9 till 11, but we were on for almost 3 hours because the way I see it is I want it to be the most info that makes sense right now for people who are just getting started. There's so much to know. It's not quite my one-on-one consultations, because my one-on-one consultations are specifically for your journey, right? So it's hard for me to give you like advice in a group setting that's only for you, right? Because everyone's journey is different, and that's what I want to talk about. Hi, Danielle. How are you? Welcome. So on Sunday of last week, we had a lot to kind of cover and go over. There's so much information, and I sometimes don't even realize that, I told you about the flights to get here. Yeah, they're up there. That's why I said check the flights before booking anything for San Miguel, especially now with the holidays, So there are ways kind of you can save, maybe doing like checking into one-way flights and stuff like this. But definitely look into that before, booking. And I'm saying it, of course, people will say, oh, don't tell people that. Of course, I'm going to tell you that because I want you to come. I don't want you to just book it and then, you have a credit for later because we're non-refundable after 24 hours. And basically, I want you to be able to come, right? That's the point. So take the time, look into your route if you are serious about coming, and see if it works for you. Maybe you have points, to fly to a certain point, and then maybe you pay from there. I don't really know, but there's lots of options. But what I wanted to say about the group webinar that we had, you're welcome, Venus, that we had on Sunday was, as I was going through the things for the second week in a row, it was a lot. I started realizing like, there's a lot to know. There's a lot to think about. And I actually did a few consultations this week that were one-on-one. And my point of saying that is the more I do talk to people, and I've been doing this for a few years, is I realize just how special each person's journey is. I realize there's more to it than just moving and the functional things. There's a lot of emotions that are a part of this process. So I want people to kind of think about that. The way I start my webinar is asking you about your whys, like why are you trying to move? Think about it, make a list, right? So these are the things that we are talking about in the virtual relocation webinar or Move to Mexico webinar on the weekends, because I think it's important for us not to just have like knee-jerk reactions to what's happening in the US or even anything that might be affecting you from another place that you are in the world, and people are, oh, I want to move to Mexico, I just want to up and leave. No, honestly, you still need to plan it as much as possible. And I've been saying this for weeks because I've had so many people reach out to me, and I know a lot of other people who do what I do, or people that are moved already and living abroad and living in Mexico are also getting a lot of inquiries. And so it's important that you understand where you are in your journey. How feasible is it? And will I be successful at this? Because I planned a little bit. I didn't just, pack up and run out, right? I mean, if you're in a position to do that, then great, do it. Most people need some time. And so I suggest that time is your best friend, okay? I'm gonna put this last one in here. This is gonna be the last one for this year. I may do it next year. I'm not sure. We shall see. And I'm only saying that because I just like to move with what is the demand. What's the demand? What's the need for it? And if I see that, like when I did the first one 2 weeks ago, it was because I kept getting a lot of messages and emails, and I'm doing these last two because I'm sort of like, okay, there were folks who couldn't make it. And now we're kind of like, okay, so I'm putting it out there. If you're interested, those are the 2 dates that are left this Saturday. Feel free to log on and do that. And if you want to come in person, you already see above all the information, and also in the description, if you're watching this later on, that will tell you about our in-person relocation tours. So feel free to check that out. And I think I covered all of the event type things. Yeah, there's a lot happening, but I'm excited about it. And I will talk more as well, probably next week, about the things that are coming in 2025, including me teaming up with my buddy, Anne-Marie, Ball Girl Will Travel. We're gonna do a Dia de los Muertos event here next year in October, end of October, going into November the 1st. She's still working on the details, and we will hopefully have more info by next week. And I'll drop that also in the chat. So that's it, right? If you have questions, you can certainly drop them here. I'm gonna definitely be wrapping this up sooner than probably later. But what I wanted to say is tonight, I'm gonna briefly talk about the best plan B, right? In my opinion, the best plan B was Mexico. It just made sense for me. And the reason it made sense for me because of where it was located. It's not too far. I actually loved Thailand, right? I went there a while ago, and I actually really loved not living, but spending a lot of time in Thailand. I want to say welcome to Abundance Now and Shelton. Hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. Oh yeah, please hit the like button, everybody. Okay, I can't see who did it or doesn't, but I see it after, and I'll be like, oh, there were X amount of people, and only this many, a fraction, hit the like. I'm assuming you just forgot. It's not because you didn't like what I had to say. That's what I'm gonna think, okay? Anyway, I love Thailand the 2 times that I spent visiting, and I was there for like a month each time, and I really enjoyed myself, but it's so far for me, and because I have a child and Of course, now forget it, like I have a business and things like this, but vicinity matters for a lot of people. And I think that Mexico is a great choice for, where we're located. We're just south of the US. You can drive in if you have a car and you really want to. You can drive into Mexico and out of Mexico. I know a lot of people who do that. So this is why I say it's a part of the great Plan B option if you want to move somewhere else, right? I know Portugal is up and coming, but you always have to fly there. And it's across the Atlantic Ocean for those who may not love flying. I've flown a lot in my lifetime, but I absolutely do not like it. I don't like it, but I know it's a necessity to get from A to B quick. So I do it. I don't have a choice. And what else about Mexico? Mexico is such a beautiful country and it's affordable. There are still so many affordable places, and I just feel that Mexico truly does not make it excessively complicated to become a resident. Now, is that going to change? Probably. It's going to get a little bit more difficult because of the financial requirements for those who want to do it legally, right? There's a whole phrase going around right now that apparently, Trump and his administration is talking about deporting X amount of people from the United States, starting with probably the people that it's easy for them to deport because Mexico's right here. So the Mexicans that are there, the illegals, okay? And then apparently, and I don't know if this is true, but it is floating around on social media, the president of Mexico said that she's going to deport illegals that are living in Mexico. There are lots of illegal US citizens living in Mexico. And I say that because they never took the time to get their residency. So this is why I teach what I teach on the weekend, because it is imperative that if you want to live here, that you do it the right way. It makes zero sense to me, and I said this on the weekend and the last two classes I had, webinars, like, how are you going to set up a whole household of things, shop, a whole, your whole life, a dog and all the things, and it's like you're kind of living in the shadows, right? Because when you do, one day you might do that border run and try to get back in, they're going to be like, no, right? Because now they caught up with the actions. I mean, they've been excessively lenient and very chill about this for so long, but it's just one of those things, right, where it's like, I don't understand it. I just feel like, don't get complacent and comfortable living on a tourist visa, okay? And I can say that because when I came here, I was on a tourist visa, but I had started the process before I came with my things. I had started with the Miami consulate and had some issues, and I already had a ticket. And I was like, okay, I gotta go, and I'm gonna be back in less than the 180 days, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna resolve whatever. And it took a few times for me to get there. So the point of saying all of that is that please start, if you can, on the right foot, right? Just try to figure it out by getting the help, figuring out what is the dollar amount that I need to make per month. There are so many ways to make that happen. I'm not going to advise you here. I can advise you in a one-on-one on ways that you can do it. Ways that people set up, like if they're for example, if you're self-employed and you have your own business, you can pay yourself from your own company, or you create that and pay yourself from your own company to pay and receive the amount of money that you need to show when you go to your appointment. So there's ways that you can basically do it and you're still doing it legally, and you're getting your citizenship, or not your citizenship, but your residency in Mexico legally. So there's a lot to know there. And this is the reason why I say everyone's journey is different. So in my opinion, Mexico is a great Plan B option because it is very close to the United States, and As I said before, you can drive in and out. There are lots of options for places that you can live in Mexico. It can look like whatever you want it to look like. And people don't always know this. Do your research, right? Do your research. Do the work that is necessary for you to have success with it. It's super affordable here. Yes, the price is going up, but it's still very affordable. And people ask me a lot about gentrification and things like that, but I feel that the whole world is being gentrified in general. It's not an excuse. It just means, walk lighter and tread lighter, know what things cost and don't overpay. San Miguel is very expensive compared to the rest of Mexico, but it's not as expensive as the United States. But I think being mindful of what we're bringing to the table and the things that maybe we're contributing to that cause problems for the locals, I think it's important to be mindful of that, right? Although it's a great plan B, I also feel like, if I really needed to be on a bigger budget then, or basically not a bigger budget, but spending less, I would be like, okay, where am I going to go in Mexico that's going to be less than here? There are so many options. And I notice it when I move throughout Mexico and I go to other places. I am like, oh, that only costs this amount compared to where I live. Even in Mexico City, people say Mexico City is expensive. I don't think so. I find Mexico City a fraction cheaper or less expensive than San Miguel. And I don't mean I don't typically use the word cheaper, but I'm talking about using an Uber. It's a little less. Ordering food to my house, it's a little bit less expensive in Mexico City, maybe because there are a lot more options and there's, the demand is higher, the supply is there. I have no idea, but I can tell you here, things definitely are up there compared to other places. When I eat out, I'm like, oh, okay, this is about, let's say I eat out in San Miguel, I would say I'm averaging at least $40, with me and my child and me getting a margarita or something like that. And if I go to Mexico City, it's probably going to be like $30, right? So it's just kind of a comparison, but it's still less than when I go to the United States, where I'm probably paying $60 or $75, right? I don't know, because it depends again on where you are also in the US. So just kind of like giving you like some ranges of things to think about. And this is why I still think this is a great plan B option. I really do find moving around in Mexico is still extremely affordable. And I say that because I'm looking into some places that I'm planning to travel next month. And and they're not in the US. And I'm just like, okay, this is also very pricey. And I think I get the sticker shock. I still keep getting the sticker shock. Let's see, I wonder how this will affect the regularization. That's a good question, Yvette, and I'll get back to that. And I'll address it right now. I honestly am curious to see if the regularization program will continue. I think it will. I'm not sure. I think it will because they're making money off of it, and I feel that it's a very generous way for people who are in Mexico illegally, and I say illegal because you're on a tourist visa that expired. This is a generous way for you to get your residency here. Extremely generous. It's not complicated. My mom did it, and my mom did it. She doesn't live here, but she comes here often, and it was very easy. So again, you want to learn more about that? Sign up for Saturday, because I don't want to get into the details, but I will cover temporary, permanente, all the things, regularization program, how it works, the different consulates, why they're different, all the things, okay? The prices in the States are skyrocketing. Yeah, I think worldwide, really and truly worldwide. Things that were less here, for example, let me give you a good example. Oh, I got a good example. All right. So Dia de los Muertos. I love this celebration. It's a celebration of life for those who have passed, our loved ones. Okay. 3-4 years ago, I think. Yeah, I would say actually, let me see, 2018, maybe 2019. I think it was 2019, maybe 2018. No, 2019. Okay, 2019. We have people who do our faces for Katrina, and I believe I got a whole face done, and it was around 350 pesos, right? Which at the time might have been a little like less than $20. And it was, it was elaborate. It was very cute. I had like the little gold things, and it was perfect. It was like I was like kind of like a Katrina steampunk person. And it was my first time just trying on this holiday and not really understanding it. It was my first time being here for it. And I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do all of that, and then whatever. And then we were going out to something, and I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And it was cool, right? And then from there, I was like, okay. The following year, I think I didn't do it. And then I did it about 3 years ago. And it went up a little more. So it was like $25, 500 pesos or so. I think whatever I wanted was just a little more elaborate. So maybe it was 550, no more than 600. I will say it was 500. That's what I remember paying, 500 pesos. Told my friends, And then 2 years ago, I said, okay, let's do this again here. And it was more. And then last year, it was starting at 800 pesos. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, because I created a day out of it. It made it an all-inclusive thing. So the point of saying all of that is that I also asked one of my friends, neighbors, clients, April, who lives around the corner. I said to her yesterday, I said, hey, we're planning to do this event again next year. How much did you pay this year for the makeup person to do the faces? And she said it was starting at $950. And if you wanted this, this, and this, it was going to be $12,250. And if they wanted really over the top, it was like $1,500. That's like $75 or $80, right? We went from $15 to about $80 for the most elaborate, kind of maybe like the gemstones and all the things. And they typically bring all that stuff, or you can buy your own, but it still costs for their time. So my point of saying that is, yes, all the prices are going up, things are going up, things are increasing. However, there are ways that you can still live in San Miguel, live in Mexico, and it's very affordable compared to the United States. So that is a great plan B. You're asking me about one typical one. There, again, I say this to just say there is, to me, no typical one-bedroom apartment in San Miguel, because it depends on where you are. Just like in the US, if you're in the heart of Manhattan, you're going to pay for living in the heart of Manhattan. If you're a little bit on the outskirts and maybe a less desirable place, it's going to be a lot less. So I can say that you can find places that are going to range from 500, maybe 350 US. 500 probably is going to be more average, but are you going to like it? That's kind of on you. So, you kind of have to just get out there and look. But to me, there's no, like right now, it feels like there's no typical. And because my clients come and they work with a realtor and all the things, or they do their own research, I find the ranges are very wide, and what it includes and where it is. So it sort of depends on it's more to me, what is your budget? And then you go and you look for a place that fits your budget, and then you'll kind of pick and choose what works for you within your budget, which neighborhoods and things like that. That's, to me, the best approach, as opposed to what is the average? There is no average in my opinion, because if you are outside of the city, you're going to pay a lot less. And if you are dead smack in central, because that's where you want to be, you're probably going to pay a little bit more. That place may be fixed up a little bit more because they're going to have a higher demand for that location. So that's kind of, the take on it. I have clients who have, smaller budgets all the way up to $3,000 a month, literally, which, it's like move to Mexico. I believe in plan B of being, a little bit more economical and saving, but that house is going to be very high end. It's going to have a lot of nice things in it. It's going to probably be fully functional, not needing to be fixed up and painted or personalized. And then you're going to have probably another place that needs the work. It's going to be a lot less, let's say $700, $800, $900, and it just depends on where it is. And it basically is going to need probably a little bit of something to make it your own. So for me, I like personalizing, so I'm okay if I go into a place and it's okay, I can see the potential, the good bones, the rent is right, or the price is right, and so therefore I'm willing to put some work in here. So I hope that kind of helps. All right. Michelle was on your last one. To get a visitor stamp. Yes, and yes. And that's not set in stone. It's just it happened to one of my clients where they were in Vegas, and because they had never been to Mexico, they were denied their residency, even though they qualified financially. So again, these are all the things that could come up, and it's possible that it could come up in a specific consulate. But as I said in the webinar, everyone has a different thing, because and I said this also, and I'm not going to get deep into this because like I said, it's just a lot to cover. But one of the things with the consulates is that they're not given a standardized way of functioning. So basically the consulate is going to be kind of given a looser guideline, because us getting our residency and our passport stamp is not what they do. The majority of their work is for Mexican citizens, the help that Mexican citizens need. So therefore, what Miami does is not going to be exactly the same as what Vegas does, or the same as what they do in Texas or California or New York. It's just kind of like, here are the loose guidelines, here are the requirements, and maybe even in that state, which could be New York versus Texas, New York's going to have a higher amount that you have to qualify because it's New York City, and that's just the way it is. And then in Texas, it might be a lot less because it's Texas. So, these are the things, like I said, I will cover. I'm not going to get into that tonight in my webinar, because it's just a lot of information. There's a lot to know. And I always tell everyone who signs up, come with a pen, pad, and Shelton, if you were in my webinar, there was a lot of information that we covered, and it's just a great way to get started. So, yeah, and so back to just kind of like the reasons why I think Mexico really works. It's much easier to get your residency here than other places in the world. I made the comparison last week, I think, with trying to get your residency in Portugal is really difficult. And I know because I'm following one of my clients, and now a good friend. She's been explaining to me basically all about her process, and she's been there, how much has to go into a bank account. Like, I didn't have to open a bank account in Mexico to get my residency here. I think it would be a good idea for them to do that, but I didn't have to do that. I didn't even need to have a residency at that time. I don't know if it is this way now. I didn't have to have a residency to get my driver's license in Mexico, which is crazy. I mean, can you get a license in any other country without having a residency? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm expecting my son, and that's him. There he is, coming from Taekwondo. So the point of saying all of that is just one of those things where I feel that Mexico makes it very easy for us as probably US citizens, Canadians, maybe citizens of other countries to become residents a resident in Mexico. Other countries make it extremely, extremely difficult for you to get residency. There are a lot more requirements. You have to put money in a bank account. You have to probably sign the lease. You may need to sign it for an excessive amount of time, all the things. You don't have to do that here. And that's why, again, this is a fantastic plan B, in my opinion. I think that it's just an option where people, I think, have taken it for granted. They have kind of slept on Mexico, and I say that because I think that a lot of folks really haven't given a lot of research and digging into Mexico. And now more and more people that are showing up, like myself and others, so many others that live in Mexico or planning to come or have traveled to Mexico, that they're showing you like this is a great option for you to consider because of where we are, and for the simple fact that it's not complicated for you to live here full time, to get on board with being here, or maybe not full time. I have several individuals that are kind of not sure yet, or they're looking into maybe being in Mexico part of the time and then coming back to San Miguel or Mexico in general. It just depends on, your preferences and things like this. But I can tell you that there's still reasonable land for sale. There's still reasonable homes for sale. There are plenty of very reasonable places for rent. Buying a vehicle is not difficult. People are always freaked out, like, oh, I don't know if you could drive in Mexico. I'm like, listen, like if you can drive in a city, you can certainly drive in Mexico. If you're not comfortable driving, you have plenty of other options. So I just really feel like it's a great plan B. It really is, in my opinion, in so many ways. And, I'm here, like I said, to hopefully inspire you from my own stories and my own experiences. And that's why I show up to talk about them, so that you can kind of get insight into why Mexico makes sense for a lot of reasons. And people just have to kind of see it. I say do a research trip. If you're not sure, scout it out, check it out. Make sure it's right for you. Just because it's right for me and so many other people doesn't mean it's right for you. You got to check it out for yourself. So I heard some good Spanish schools in Cuernavaca. There are lots of excellent Spanish schools and places to study Spanish. I think what you need to do is, what's your style of learning? Okay? Do you want conversational Spanish? Do you really want to sit down and do school book Spanish? College, taking a test and exam, writing things out, memorizing? Or do you want actual experience? I need actual experience. I can be very honest with you. I do not want a book. That's me, okay? I don't want a book. I tried it when I came here. I don't want to learn 1 million verb tenses. I just don't. I want conversational Spanish. I want to talk to my people that work for me. They correct me all the time, and I tell them what it means in English, and we keep it moving. That's the Spanish I want to learn. So if you want to go to school and study it, there are plenty of classes and plenty of schools The library here and lots of other programs offer conversational Spanish for free. You can do an exchange with someone locally who wants to learn English, so you can look into that. Do a Google search. It's your best friend. Do a Google search and a Facebook search. I actually did a search today for someone on that specific thing. And there's a whole group here that you can join to learn the language in a conversational way, if you want. And there's lots of schools. Yeah, just do a search and then, yeah, ask them questions and things about it. So I think you got to understand, like, what's your style of learning? You know, if it's being like perfect and, you know, wanting to get it right, and there are reasons why people want to do that. Maybe they want to start working, or they want to help foreigners and, you know, be like the go-between with the language. That makes sense. Then definitely go for it. Do you expect it to become more difficult now? Rosemary, possibly. I don't know that it will become more difficult in the next year, but I think if we're looking at what Mexico does every year the prices go up for everything in Mexico, okay? Including, let's see, what goes up? Consumer goods. And they tell you, December, expect in January this is going to be more. The cost of transportation, you know, whether it's the buses, the Ubers, the drivers, and all the things, they all start going up every January. This is just their norm. And so does the immigration requirements. They go up every single January. And this is why it's imperative for people that really want to come. And if you don't have, you know, if you're on a budget and you have a set amount of funds, that you understand, oh, this is probably going to go up for me, so maybe I should do this process now, okay? Again, I'm telling you, there's like so much that you can learn. I'm not trying to just say this because I want to keep pushing Saturday, but I'm saying it because I keep thinking of like all the things, and we just can't cover all those things tonight. But one of the things is that it's going to cost more, and you don't have to wait until you're ready to retire to do the process. Okay, so that's a big gem. You can do it. You just have to time everything right. And there are places where you can go to where the qualification is a little less, but I do think it could change. I don't know, I don't know. I mean, I have a feeling that the US is going to piss a lot of countries off in the next couple of years. And I do think it might become a little bit more complicated in many ways for US citizens to have the same freedoms that they've had for probably our entire life, right? So I think it's something to consider if you, and I'm not saying this, I'm not trying to scare anyone at all. I don't believe in operating under fear. I'm saying it in the sense of, if it's something you want to do, I think you should seriously dig into starting the process as soon as possible, before things become a little bit more complicated, because if you know your own personal situation, then you will know that, oh, I only have this amount to qualify for. So if that amount is already at your max, then you probably want to go ahead and do it. If it's not, then it's not a problem, right? What could change in the future, I'm not sure, but I don't think it's going to happen like in the next 2 months. It probably because Mexico moves a lot slower, at a lot slower pace. And I think that it takes them a little bit more time to kind of implement things. And with the regularization program, it was weird because it was sort of like people who were in immigration didn't want to talk about it, especially in public. They were like, oh, well, I don't want to talk about that because I really don't know. And it took a while for people to have confidence in talking about it. And now everyone's talking about it. But for the first 2 years, even I didn't. I was just kind of like, huh, this is crazy. It doesn't even make any sense to me. And yeah, but things kind of go down that way here. It just happens this way. So yeah. Yes, there is definitely immersion and conversational courses in Oaxaca, but they're also here in San Miguel, they're in Mexico City. Again, it's not a one place only thing. I'm sure they're also in Cancun and wherever. I know individuals that basically went and did like a full immersion, like in someone's house, and stayed for, I think, a month with the whole family. I don't know how she found that program, but it was someone who did this recently, and I thought that was very cool. We actually did a 10-day immersion with Jessie Feliz, who has Spanish swag. She actually is out of Detroit, and she brought her group here, and it was very, very fun and cool. She did lessons with them, and then, you know, they went to the market, they all practiced, they did lessons in the morning. I was here to see it. So I've been kind of considering doing another one in the summer because she's not able to do it this summer, but she's planning on coming in 2026, the summer of 2026. This coming summer, she's going somewhere else. But, you know, I think it's a great opportunity if you're able to connect yourself, even with staying with a local family that does not speak English. It's great. I think you should do it. So, yes, Danielle. Yes, it says consultations. When you go to casaelm.com, at the top tab, consultations, you'll see it there. If you want to book, feel free. Yes, yes, Pamela. Yes, it was amazing. I love the day in the country, in the campo. That was awesome. We did a whole preparing tortillas from scratch with the corn. That was my favorite part. How do we stay informed about Mexico news, laws, and immigration? You gotta watch Mexican news channels and sign up to Facebook pages. And, you know, I don't really have a specific thing because every city has a different, you know, plug. But if you're interested in a specific place, and by the way, welcome, Miss LGC. If you're interested in a specific area like Oaxaca, then I would tap into, even Facebook would be a good place for you to tap into news and information. And if you speak Spanish, then that's going to be a huge benefit because all of that type of info that's out there for the general public is going to be in Espanol. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up because my child is here. And I will be back next week, Wednesday. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you're interested in really digging down deep in the process of moving to Mexico, we'll be covering a whole bunch of things which will happen. You can find that on my website, again, under the events page. So I think that you know, I'll just post it again because for those who might have come late, let's see, where is it? So if you have any questions, you know, you can also send me an email at info@casaelm.com. I'm squinting, I need my glasses. And this will be a way to just kind of, you know, contact me. You can also go to our contact page, but check out Casa Elm in general, like .com. All the info is there. The events page, consultations. You can book a room there for those who don't know. People ask me all the time, and yeah, it's all there. Hi, Diane. I'm sorry I missed you. Hi. It's okay. You're welcome. You're welcome so much. Absolutely. I come out on Wednesdays. I will be here just one more Wednesday, next week Wednesday. I'm going to kind of do like a year in recap. But as I said, in my opinion, Mexico is a great plan B. That was kind of the topic tonight. I talked a lot about the move and all the things for moved to Mexico, all the reasons and, all the emotions and things like that. So I didn't want to get right back into the same conversation tonight, but I was just giving you my opinion and my list of why I think it makes sense and why it's a great option. And if you really, really want to dig in, you can sign up for one of 2 more webinars, and definitely, yeah, come for the summer. And Dia de los Muertos, yes, it's amazing. It's a beautiful holiday. Yeah, it's just the perfect time to remember those that we have lost, our loved ones. And I am super appreciative to have a holiday that recognizes this. Yeah, I have a few people on my space downstairs. I have like a table area, including my father, may he rest in peace, my aunt, my grandmom, friends, family members that I've lost, and I have them all there. I have my Day of the Dead things, and I see them every day, and I say hello, and I appreciate, my ancestors, and I know that I'm grateful for all the things that they have paved for me to be in this place. They are the ultimate immigrants and foreigners in my world that have moved abroad. So yes. I do have a guide that I am still contemplating on how I'm going to put it out there, but it's not necessarily, hi Mavis, welcome. It's not something that I have given to the last 2 groups. I'm still kind of working it out. As I said, I did this really kind of quickly because I had so many people asking me, and I just like, okay, here I am. We talked through a lot of things, but I ask everyone to bring a paper, pen, and pad. I do have a workbook that I created, and I possibly may do it that way. I'm still contemplating because I'm going to put together another kind of like thing that we can follow up on over the coming months that I think will make more sense, okay? And I say that because what I realize is it's so much information, and because I've been through it, it's like in my mind, it's like, okay, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, but it was over a period of time. So I'm basically working on creating something where we can kind of come back together and say, okay, do this or work on that, and then do this. And everyone's thing is going to be different, but hopefully it'll be supportive, because I do think we need support through the process. So hang tight. I hope to have that done and complete by probably in less than 2 weeks, okay? So that's the plan. Hi, Carol, welcome. And you all have a fantastic night. If you missed the first part of this, please catch it on the replay. It will be here for you to watch. And I will see you all next week, Wednesday at 6. It's my final live for 2024. I'm going to give thanks and do a quick recap of the 2024 and all the things that will be happening in 2025. And just kind of, be grateful to everyone who basically, who showed up and has shown up. As I said, December 1st is my 3-year anniversary in Casa, so I really appreciate all of you. I really do. Please subscribe to my channel. I think I'm over 4,000 subscribers. I haven't looked. I'm gonna look right now so I can say hurrah, I think. Oh, almost, not quite. So hopefully we'll get there. I thought I was a little closer. Oh, actually, okay, not 4,000, over 3,800. That's what it is. Okay, quick question. Will you need to travel to Mexico before? Will you need to travel to Mexico before 2025? I don't know what you mean by that. I'm not sure what you mean. If you need to travel to Mexico. If you mean in regard to getting your residency, it depends on the consulate that you go to. The one in Vegas, they want you to have already visited Mexico. Even if you qualify financially, you need to have already visited. Again, sign up on Saturday, you're gonna get all the answers, okay? All right, that's it for the regularization program. Yes, for the regularization program. Yes, okay. And also my last week, I think I covered a lot of things, so please check it out. All right. Good night, beautiful people. Sleep well. Have a great rest of your week. And I will be back next week to chat with you more. All right. Good night.